Well, here's another story the media ignored, and we're going to talk about it because I could have said I told you so. Now, fortunately, we've had rain, so this is not this didn't cause any problems. But if we were in a very dry, like we were a couple of months ago or a month ago, this could have been a lot worse and could have started a brush fire. So it says right here, race car jumps barrier overturns at the Calverton drag racing event. So you can see here's the runway, there are the Pine Barrens, there are the grasslands, and again these events are still going on because hey, they just don't care about the Pine Barrens. So let's get the latest. Fortunately, the driver was not injured. So here it says race car jumps barrier and overturns at Calverton drag racing event, injuring the driver. So the car it jumped over the barrier. Luckily, the barrier kept it from rolling further. But I imagine, there could have been a fire, could have gotten, again, all this wildlife habitat right here. But who cares about the birds and the animals that have to put up with this every weekend, right? Because after all, people have to drag race in the Pine Barrens. So it says a driver in a drag race at the Calverton Enterprise Park was airlifted to Stony Brook University after his car jumped a concrete barrier and overturned yesterday afternoon. The man sustained non-life-threatening injuries, according to a spokesman for Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance, which has a rig on standby at every race. He was awake and able to exit the car on his own, the spokesman said. Riverhead Ambulance treated him at the scene before the airlift. The crash took place at 3 p.m. The vehicle involved was a modified Ford Mustang race car. Drag race promoter Pete Scalzo said in an interview today, "It looked like something might have locked up on the front wheels and the car got squirrely and hit the wall and jumped over. The car was probably going 75 to 80 miles an hour at the time of the crash." The barriers are important safety features at the 1/8 mile drag strip located on one of the taxiways at the Calverton Air Park. Without the barriers, cars that overturn will keep rolling. The barriers are required by NHRA, which sanctions the racetrack, not street racing events. The barriers are also required by his insurance company in the town. Scalzo also requires all drivers to wear helmets. I can't stress the importance of holding these types of events under NHRE safety sanctions as they were. Otherwise, the accident could have resulted in grave injuries, said Riverhead Supervisor Yvette Aguiar, who has been a strong proponent of drag racing events from the beginning. There have been a couple of other minor crashes at the events, which the town began hosting last year. Another Mustang crashed into a barrier at a race last week and came to a rest stop along the barrier. So there is a video of that. We'll play it briefly. And you'll see here, it just races. You see, just loses control here. And it flips over. For the parts. Again, if this could have started a brush fire, but luckily, like I said, the drought is over. But if we didn't get the rain, then the outcome could have been a lot different. All right, all this mayhem in the middle of the Pine Barrens. Can you imagine it? So yesterday was the last racetrack, not street event this year. The town board at its meeting Tuesday approved Scalzo's application to hold 2 series of events next summer and fall. "We're proud of what we've accomplished," Scalzo said today. "The events have demonstrated the appetite for drag racing on Long Island, and they've also showed that they can be held safely and without disruption to the surrounding community." Yeah, ask the birds, ask the deer, ask the wildlife who live in those Pine Barrens. I think they're going to have a different answer if they could talk. "It's wholesome family entertainment, and it's had a positive effect," Scalzo said, pointing to visitors frequenting local restaurants and stores. Scalzo said he's paid a combined total of $100,000 to the Manorville Fire Department and Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance to be at the site on standby during the race events over the past 2 years. So there is the fire department on standby just in case, I guess. It could cause a brush riding. So Scalzo commended the town of Riverhead, the business community, and the fans of the support shown as well. Oh, he was living in an RV along the runway. That's oh my God, unbelievable. So yeah, this is the Pine Barrens, folks. This is what's allowed in the Pine Barrens. Isn't it amazing, huh? Yeah. So there you go. At least it was the top story on Riverhead Local, but nothing, of course, on South Shore 12 about that. Because again, it's something they carry. They don't want to really make this look bad at all, Yeah. No disruption to the surrounding community. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, I'm sure that the folk, I'm sure, I'm sure those Pine Barrens would have a different answer if they could talk. So anyway, thank you for watching.